Hello, everybody. Let me make sure this looks like it's working first before we get going tonight. Oh my goodness. Hold on, that is loud. It looks like the audio is working. Looks like I can see myself, so that's good. Alright, I think we're pretty much ready to go. Slapshot, hello. Babe, how are you? I know you're watching. You're beautiful. Thanks for being here. Kind of an unannounced live stream tonight. Just kind of was looking at my schedule and was like, you know what? I got a little bit of time tonight. We might be able to do something. Baker Drinks, hello, thank you. First live stream. I watched your guys' A124 video earlier today, and you got me really excited to try it. So that's kind of gonna be what we're gonna do tonight. So for tonight, we do have the A124. Just picked this up today. I went to the grocery store to get steak sauce and bought this and steak sauce. So they had it for $59.99, which is where it should be priced. Good price. There she is. Hey babe. Except looks good, sounds good. Thank you. Appreciate that. So we're gonna try that one. Blind review. I mean, I have seen what Baker Drinks had to say about it. They had some good things to say about it. And then we're going to compare it to some previous batches. So got the B523 and then the A123 from last year. And this one, the A123, actually made it into the end of the year top 5 for last year. So the Larceny A124 certainly has some work to do to get into that category, but we'll see. It's gotten, actually, I think Baker Drinks is the only review that I actually watched on it, and they had really good things to say. And I believe they're not super Heaven Hill people to begin with, so we'll see what that means. But yeah, so thank you all for being here. We're gonna not waste too much time because, like I said, this was kind of an unannounced live stream, so I didn't know if anyone would show up, so I appreciate y'all being here. Let's go ahead and crack this thing open. Yeah, I have been enjoying those other bottles. A little bit. I'm a Heaven Hill guy. Although I don't know if you guys have had the ECBP A124 yet. Don't know if you guys have had that one or not. I don't think I've seen that one on your channel. I have. I'll be curious to get your thoughts on that one. Alright. I'm going to do this basically just like a regular one of my reviews and ratings that I do. So going to smell it, taste it, rank it on the tier system, and then this video will kind of just serve, I think, as the rating for this one going forward. I don't think I'm going to make a separate video unless this goes completely sideways and haywire. Gunner, hello. Yes, this is the very first live stream here on the channel. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. And yeah, we're going to try this thing. So just like we do in the regular reviews, we're going to pop this thing and get the nosing straight out of the bottle, which I know really drives people crazy and makes me laugh a lot. So here we go. All right. All right, A124 coming in at 124.2 proof, which is actually just a small step down from both of the other bottles. The A123 was 125.8 and the B523 was 124.4. I never did get the C923. I'm not sure what that one came in at, but yeah, I was trying not to buy bottles for a while, so I kind of took pretty much all of January off. I think I only bought one bottle in January and only maybe 2 or 3 now here in February. All right, so A124. Cheers, everybody. Let's get the nosing out of the bottle. Ooh, that is a lot of cherry on that. A lot of cherry. Definitely those, is that brown sugar or is that, what is that? I'm not sure. Definitely a little bit of wood on there. Is there any nuttiness? Yep, there's some nuttiness in there. Maybe like a kind of like a peanut brittle where it's got the caramel and the nuttiness in there as well. Babe, I'm so sorry that you're having to watch this live. I know you hate this stuff. By the way, everyone say hi to Ashley in the chat. That is my girlfriend. If y'all have seen her maybe slightly on the channel before with like an OnlyFans logo covering her head in one of the bourbon hunts that I did. Hopefully she will be on more in the future. But yeah, she's here tonight. So it smells pretty good. I got the little fancy kind of Glen on a stick glass that I'm going to use for this one tonight. So let's pour this thing out and give it a try. Smells pretty good. Can't complain about the smell. But we'll see how it goes once it transfers into the glass here. If you guys are drinking anything tonight, feel free to let me know what you all are sipping on. Okay, out of the glass. Out of the glass, it's a little bit nuttier and a little less cherry. Maybe like an orange peel. Still cherry, but not as strong cherry as I was getting coming out of the bottle. Maybe definitely orange peel, definitely peanut brittle. Just a hint of oak. It's not like a ton. Not like a ton on there, just a little bit. Yeah, it smells good. It's not like burning my nose up at all. It doesn't smell like it's 124.2 proof. Sometimes you can smell these things and you're like, oh, this one's gonna burn a little bit when it goes down, but this one doesn't smell like that overall. So got some decent legs going there. I don't know how well that's gonna focus on that, but if you can see that, it's looking pretty good. They're streaming down there nice and thick like. Nice and thick like, so. All right, A124, first sip. We're going to get right into it. We're about 10 minutes or so into the stream, so we're doing good. Here we go. Interesting. Really liked everything that was happening. I'm going to have to unpack the finish a little bit on this one. Gunnar says, I'm sipping Dragon's Milk Origin since I haven't seen an A124 yet. That's the one that, what are there? Bourbon Junkies really hype up, right? It's got the cool bottle. It's got like the dragon scales and black on top. I've never tried one of those. They don't sell that in my area. But I've heard it's very good. All right. I'm going to have to unpack the finish on this one a bit. It was definitely good up front. But we'll see. I'm going to unpack the finish a little bit. All right, here we go again. Okay, first thing, up front, there's a lot more oakiness on this than is on the nose. There's a lot more oakiness on the nose. Definitely some kind of fruitiness in there, but it's a little bit bitter on the back end of the fruitiness. It's almost like, well, let me do this again. All right, definitely got the cherry and the peanut brittle in there up front, but there's like a secondary fruit behind it, which goes into just a sliver of bitterness on the back end. It's almost like an orange peel, like if you just licked the white part of the orange in the orange peel in there. But I'm focusing a little bit. So this is what you guys don't see on the normal videos is I talk a lot of stuff out and then I edit out the nonsense as I go. But I talk a lot of stuff out as I go through my brain. Oh, you got to sample the Dragon's Milk? You'll have to let... Are you going to... I don't know if you're going to do it or not, but yeah. Outside of Michigan, fairly different palate than any other bird. Oh, very different palate. What makes it different? Let me post this link real quick. How do I even do that? It's been so long since I live streamed. There we go. Share. Copy. All right, put that in Discord. We live. We sipping. All right, so if you guys, by the way, if you're wondering why the background looks like this, we're currently in my day trading office. So I do day trading and stuff. I have a second YouTube channel for that called Garage Day Trader, which actually was quite big at one time before I went through life events and changed all that and completely deleted it. But yeah, so that's why the background is like this, which you don't normally ever see on the channel. I believe it was like this when I did the live stream with Baker Drinks, though, because this is where I was for that. All right, so the nose on this is really, really nice. It's got a hint of that mustiness, too. All right, let's do another sip and keep going. Super sweet and sugary up front. It's like a cherry, but if the cherry was covered in cherry glaze. Yeah, it's like a cherry glaze, and it's almost like a little bit granular. Like, obviously, it's not actually granular, but you can kind of taste that effect to it. So it's got like a cherry glaze granular effect going on, especially up front. Super sweet on the palate up front. Definitely some oaky flavors in there. There's a lot more of the like peanut brittle nuttiness on the nose than there is on the actual palate. It actually gets a little bit taken over by that big burst of sweetness up front. But the end, I'm still kind of trying to figure out what's going on here at the end. It does linger a good bit. Viscosity level is like, I thought it was actually going to be a little bit more thick in the glass. There's some there. It's not a ton. Some, but not a ton. I've definitely had ones that are a lot more. I'll have to go to the A123 and kind of compare that level of viscosity to what we're getting here out of the A124. But yeah, I'm still trying to figure out what's going on here on the end on this thing. Gunnar says, it's a high malt pot still bourbon from a brewery famous for their stout, so it is somewhat of an oddity. It almost has a beer note on its palate, I suspect from the yeast strain. Interesting. Okay. So far, you're liking the A124 more than a C923 or B523. So I never had the C923 Larceny. I have the A123 and the B523. I'm going to do a comparison here once I get through the initial tasting here on the A124 and see which one I like best. So far, if I had to guess, just blind right now from memory, I would say I think the A123 might be better. The A124 maybe in the middle, and then the B523 at the end. If I remember correctly, I think Baker Drinks actually liked the B523 the best, but correct me if I'm wrong there. All right, here we go again. Yeah, super sweet, granularly sugar, like a cherry glaze over some wood with some subtle hints of the peanut brittle. And then it goes into, at first like I was getting a little bit of bittery notes that kind of hit there with like a orange peel, but they're really not there that much. I think I'm just was hypersensitive to it there for a minute. They're there a little bit, but not too much. It's just like a hint on there. But it does last in your mouth for a good amount of time. It finishes nicely. It's kind of a combination of all those flavors, but just obviously really subdued down a good bit. So yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. I like it. I think I'm going to pour a little bit more here, sip it a couple more times, and then we'll go ahead and rank it on the tier system. I don't really know where I'm going to go with it yet because I haven't been thinking along those lines. I've just been trying to unpack the nose and the flavors and all that. So let's go down this and... All right. The nose is really nice. I mean, the nose and the palate actually match up fairly well on this. Sometimes you'll get ones where the nose and the palate are like, did I drink the same thing that I just smelled? But this one actually matches up pretty well. Yeah, I can't get over how sweet that is up front. I think that might be like one of the sweeter ones that I haven't some time. And that's not a bad thing. I enjoy it, but it is super sweet. So yeah, let's go ahead and rank it here on the tier system, and then we'll go ahead and start getting into the comparison. And then after that, if you guys are still hanging around, we can do it whatever you want, or try something else, or talk about whatever y'all want. So Baker says, didn't enjoy the A123, so I know I like A124 more, but haven't compared it to the other batches. I can't believe you didn't like the A123. You must have gotten a bad bottle or something. It must have been sitting in the sun. All right, let's go ahead and rank this thing on the tier system. It's definitely not S. It's not C. So it's either A or B. I'm currently leaning towards B. It's not super viscous. It does have some really good flavors on there, but every once in a while when I drink it, I get that kind of bitter orange peel note on there. Like I did 2 sips ago, I didn't on that sip. It does have some beautiful legs running down there, but yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and officially put this thing on the B tier. I'm going to put it on the B tier. Now, this could be affected by Baker Drinks because they hyped it up real good in their video, saying it's possibly contender for Bourbon of the Year for them already, which obviously is a little bit of satire because we're in February, but the nose is immaculate. The nose is immaculate. I think the nose is A tier easily. I think the palate and the mouthfeel and everything doesn't quite stack up to the nose. See, sometimes I drink it and I think that could definitely be A tier, and then sometimes I drink it and I'm like, it's not quite there. It's weird. I get like different main tastes there sometimes. Like sometimes I'll get that orange peel bitteriness, and sometimes it'll just be that big cherry glaze bomb with all the wood and the little bit of peanut brittle in there. And when I get that, it makes me think A tier, but when I get that little bit of orange peel bitteriness, it's what brings it down to the B for me, I think. Yeah, so it's going on the B tier. That's where I'm officially ranking it. I did just crack the bottle too, so keep that in mind. It has not had time to open up whatsoever. I literally bought it today, cracked it right here as I opened the stream up, and yeah, so if you believe in that stuff, I'm kind of hit or miss. Sometimes I think it's real, sometimes I don't. So, you know, I don't know. But somebody wants me to send me a message. Oh, okay, Tom. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and try it then against the A123 and against the B523 and see what I think comparing those. Let me grab 2 glasses, 1 second. All fancy ones. So I rarely actually drink up here in the office. Normally only if I'm like editing a video, because this is where I do all my editing, obviously. But Baker says, I think it was rated extra high for us because we had low expectations since we weren't huge Larceny fans, and this bottle made me think I was going to be a Larceny fan. See, that's kind of what happened to me last year when I tried the A123 for the first time, because is that the first Larceny barrel proof I've had? I think that was the first Larceny barrel proof I ever had, come to think of it, was the A123, and I also had that same thing. I went in with super low expectations because regular Larceny is just kind of, it's fine, but, you know, for a $30 bottle, it's fine. I could sip on it, but it's not one that, like, I'm going to go out and actively try and get. But, yeah, so let's try it against the B523 first, because last year I had the A123 ranked higher. And then we'll go against the A123 after we try it against the B. The B, I mean, both of these are pretty low. Like Baker was saying, both of these I've enjoyed them both, but but they're both pretty low. The B is slightly lower. I generally try and sip the things I like less, more, and then save the better ones for like special occasions. So have Ashley make you blind them, see which one comes out on top. Yeah, I would if she was here. Unfortunately, she is not here yet. We are working on possibly living together one day, but we'll see. Stan, what's up, brother? The only channel member, Stan. I just met Stan recently. We met a few guys out at Barrel 9, one of our local whiskey places here last weekend. Met Stan. For some reason, every time I had seen him speak to me in whatever form before, I thought he was an old man. He is not. So what? Oh my gosh, Jenna. Hello. Hi. How are you, ma'am? Yeah, you should crack it, Stan. I just cracked mine. I actually just did the review on it. So maybe crack yours. Tell us what you think if you missed the review live, and then I'll tell you where I put it. We'll go from there. So yeah, we're going to go into the comparison now between the A124 and the B523. Now that I know who's watching, and we'll see how this goes. Interesting. I saw you creeping in front of my house the other day, by the way. I saw that. I know what you're doing. Don't worry about it. All right, so in this hand, we have the new one, the A124. In this hand, we have the B523. So we just did the A124. Nose really good. B523. Okay, the B523, the nose is like, it's like a deeper, darker nose almost. It's like more dense on the B523, whereas the A124 is definitely that big jolt of sugar. All right, A124. And then B523. Okay. They are very different sips in my opinion. Because the A124 is that super sugary cherry glaze, where the B523 is more of like that like caramely wood with not nearly as much of the sugariness and the fruit flavors in there. It's much less of the fruit, much less of the sweet sugar notes in the B523. Stan says, see, I never had a Larceny ever before. Okay. Yes, the smell is incredible on the A124. We'll see if it transfers over to the palate for you or not. So one of the things that I did with Stan and a couple of the other guys that we met up is we actually had a flight of the last 3 years of Old Forester birthday bourbons, and we were kind of pretty much all of us were disappointed overall with all of them, really, but especially the 2023 was definitely, it was like just water almost. But it was interesting because, for as how much hype as those birthday bourbons get, I was like, I wouldn't pay more than like a regular bottle price for this. It was nothing special at all in my mind. So I don't know if maybe palates were just off, but it seemed pretty much unanimous in our little group that we had there that they were not quite living up to the hype there. So anyways, let's do this comparison again, see which one I like more. Yeah, the A124 is definitely a lot sweeter than the B523. I mean, they're close. They're close. They're definitely close. I think I would give the slight edge on this one to the A124. Just because the B523 for me almost seems like it's like everything in the A124, but without that big sweet jolts that you get up front. So doing it not blind, and obviously that is going to affect your thoughts. I'm going to go A124 so far ahead of B523. So now let's get into the A123, which it was in the top 5 for me last year in my whiskeys of the year. I know she knew. All right. So once again, A124 in this hand, A123 in this hand. The nose on the A124 is it's incredible. There's absolutely nothing wrong with the nose on the A124. All right, A123 on the nose. They're almost identical. I would say maybe the A123 is a little bit more, once again, denser than the A124. The A124 really comes up and slaps you. It really comes up and just, it says, hey, I'm here, deal with it, and just slaps you right in the face with everything that it's got. It's a little bit more subtle, a little bit more like deep on the A123. But we'll see how that goes when we get into the palate. Once again, this one was, the A123 was top 5 for me last year. So we'll do a quick comparison here. Stan says, oh man, I'm in love. Well, I'm glad we got you to buy it. What a great bottle. Got a great proof. Yes, it does have a great proof, even though it's actually, out of the 3 that I have here, it is technically the lowest of those 3. So that's interesting. You're gonna have to let me know. Stan just got a Old Carter American Batch 11 that I talked him into buying for way too much money. So we'll see how he likes that one. Yeah, it's a, oh my god. Hey, guess what? Guess what? The alert works. Just scared the hell out of me. Oh my gosh. Thank you for subscribing. I didn't know if that actually worked yet. Killer Mondo Dude, thank you for subscribing. I wasn't ready for that because I couldn't find a way to test it, but yeah, it works. So, you guys are making me thirsty, but I'm waiting until after we go out to dinner. Oh, what are you guys getting for dinner? I went out tonight too for National Margarita Day. We had some margaritas and a little bit of Mexican food for dinner tonight. Had the shrimp and one of the little circular things, the little circular white things that are seafood. I'm blanking. Scallops, shrimp and scallops, fajitas. I had. All right. Anyways, A124, this one, versus A123, this one. I'm getting all jacked up now. I've had a couple sips of whiskey, so we're getting a little messed up. All right, A124 again. So sweet. Are you kidding me right now, Stan? What are you doing, bro? Oh, I didn't set up a sound alert for that. Thank you. Gunner, Kiwi the Silver Demon, Jom, King of Bees, and TJ Deal. Half of you probably aren't here, but make sure you say thank you to Stan for the gifted membership. Thank you very much, Stan. You obviously did not have to do that, but I appreciate that a lot. Thank you. All right. Anyways, I'll have to fix that for the next live stream. Yeah, apparently that one doesn't have a sound set to it. Sorry. I'll fix that for next time, but thank you very much. All right, A124, and then immediately into A123. Oh. Yeah, no. One of them is clearly... Baker, I got a bone to pick with you. The fact that you don't like the A123 is criminal to me. I'm gonna wash my palate. I'm gonna do it again. But for me, the A123 is by far and away the number one out of these 3. Stan, did you open up your JD single barrel proof rye yet? I don't know if you all saw, but we after we all met up the other night, we went to the liquor store and did a hunt among the group of us, and I passed right over it. But Stan saw there was a Jack Daniel's single barrel proof rye there at MSRP, and they were not only that, but it was a high proofer. They were 134.8 proof, which is the highest I've seen. I haven't seen any of the bourbons or any of the ryes at that proof point. So yeah, I obviously bought that, and then the video that came out today, which was the 1792 bottom bound store pick. I got that one there too that night with those guys. So yeah, it was a great find. You haven't tried it yet? Well, I can't wait for you to try that one and the American, because I think you're gonna like them a lot. He also tried the Jack 12, right? You tried the Jack 12 at Barrel 9, and it was like, that thing is just a beast. So anyways, all right. I have not cracked it because I have the other one open. My other one's like 131, I think. So I have that one open, so I don't really have a reason to crack that one yet. So I'm just kind of holding on to that one for the time being. So I haven't cracked it yet. All right, we're going to do this heads up again. A124, A123. The first time I did it, the A123 was definitely the better one, but we'll try it again. Yeah, I mean, it's good. All right, A123. It's not A123 good. A123 is 100% showing me why it was in my top 5 last year. Because it is. Stan, I'm going to have to get you to try this one at some point. I will definitely save. I am coming down towards the end of the bottle, but I'll save some for you to try at some point now that you like your A124, because I think the A123 is still so much better. I mean, it is coming in at a higher proof point, but it's 1.6 points higher on proof, coming in at 125.8. So that's, really in the long run, not that much. Now, obviously, they don't age state these. Generally, I think it says that they're between like 6 and 8 years old, but it could be anything. They could put older juice in here that they thought just didn't stack up for one of these compared to where they thought it was going to be, or they could put younger juice in, like the ECBP A124 just did. So, yeah, you never know. But for me, it is definitely the A123 all day over the A124. But I'll tell you what. Every batch of 23 was a banger. Yeah, I didn't have the C923, but the B523 is good. Baker Drinks, that was their favorite one. But yeah, they were both really good. I don't know why I didn't get the C923, come to think of it. There's actually just one in the store the other day that I saw, and I passed up on it because we're already past the point where that would really make any kind of a good YouTube video. But what's interesting is, and I don't know if you guys, do you think we should do it now? Because, so I got the ECBP A124. That, I haven't actually edited the video yet, but it's going to be coming out Sunday. So do you think we should do a heads up between those two now? Because I have a strong opinion based on memory of just tasting that one a couple days ago, and then the A124 tonight, of which one of those is better. The ECBP A124 came in at 118 or 19 proof, and it was only like 10 years, 9 months old, compared to, like, say, the C923, which won my bourbon of the year last year, which was, 13 years old and 133 proof. So, yeah, I don't know. It was, I'm like, obviously, you can probably figure out where I'm going with what I thought about the ECBP A124. So I'd be interested to see if I think the Larceny A124 is better. Gunnar says, well, hey, Justin, hello. Every batch of 20... Yes, I responded to that, but I didn't say hello to you. Sorry about that. Welcome, Justin. You have a great first name. Gunnar says he likes the C923 more than the B523. It was a great batch. Yeah, I never had the C923, but the A123 for me is just absolute banger. It is amazing. And Baker says, I have a strong opinion on which is better between these two. So, Baker, you have tried the A124 then? Because I don't think I've seen that on your channel yet. Let me look real quick. But I don't think I've seen you guys do that one yet. It's hard to keep up, man, sometimes with all of the channels that I follow. All right, videos. Oh, you did do it. I didn't watch it yet. You actually did it right before the the A124 video for the Larceny. So, yeah, I suck on that one. Oh, and you did the Old Forester 1924 too. I gotta watch that one too. Man, I am behind. I'll catch up on those at work tomorrow. You have an Instagram too? How am I not following you on Instagram? Now I gotta find you on Instagram too. I didn't know you were on Instagram. All right, here we go. Baker Drinks. There you are. Follow. All right, followed you on Instagram as well. What is this fat bastard one?
It's a bit nutty. Get in my belly! It's a bit nutty.
I like that one. That's a good one. All right. Let me catch up on the chat here real quick. I can't get over the smell. It smells like creme brulee. All right, let me see. I don't think I picked out creme brulee. I could maybe see it if the creme brulee had like a ton of that cherry fruit compote. Compote Compost is manure. So it's got to be compote. Yeah. All right. I definitely don't get creme brulee on the palate. Definitely don't get it on the palate. It's just that super, like, you know when, so Ashley, my girlfriend, I don't know if she's still here or not, but she was making cupcakes earlier today. And you know when you just put the fruit in the thing that's over the fire in the pot and you just like melt it down and you turn it into whatever that turns into. I don't know what it's called. But she was doing that with blueberries earlier. So it's kind of like if you did that with cherries and then just shook a lot of granulized white sugar onto it. That's kind of what I get out of it. Super, super cherry glaze. So, Stan, I put the A124 on the B tier. That's where I ended up ranking it earlier before you got here. That's where, so, yeah, I don't know what you think. It seems like you like it a lot, which is great. I'm glad you did since you snatched that out of my hand and bought it before I could at the store, but... All right, there she is. She says compote. Yes, so... It's just sugar sweet, but like caramelized for sure. Yeah, that's why for me it's like if you had the cherries that were melted down into the compote and it was like super sugary and like you added a bunch of the granular sugars in there. Like obviously it doesn't taste physically granular, but it gives that kind of taste profiles to it for me. So yeah, I mean it's good. It's definitely good. It's not bad at all. It's just not quite A123 for me. I'm going to have to get you to try some of the A123. All right, this is the B523 again. This is Baker Drink's favorite one from last year. Yeah, I set it down once you found that JD rye. See, this one, the B523 is definitely the most different of the palates, so I can see why Baker would say that they like this one more, because if you don't like the palates as much on the A123, this one I think is the most differentiated between the three. It's definitely, and it's kind of like a darker but more subdued, and by darker I mean denser. I don't know why I keep saying darker, but it seems like the A124 is that bright, bam, in your face, this is a bright sunny day, and the B523 is more like we're chilling in a cave. We have some moss. We don't know when we're going to see light again type of deal. Yeah, that's what I'm going with. I could actually see a lot more of the creme brulee on the B523 than the A124. Stan, we'll get you to try both. We're going to get you on the channel one day, my friend. You're going to come over. I'm going to force you to be in a video, or 8, and you're going to try a whole bunch of fun things. Now that I know you're not a creepy old man. And then the A123, which is, for me, is above and beyond the others. Oh, yeah. Yeah. See, for me, the thing that makes it like any whiskey, the thing that I'm looking for that makes it like that top tier is when you get that like sweet, good wood. That's right, babe. The sweet, good wood. So it's like you get that sweetness, but it's also the oakiness, but there's none of the bitteriness. It's like it's so hard to explain because it's like you're drinking a sweet wood, and that doesn't make sense when you think about the words that you're saying out of your mouth. But that's what it tastes like, and it's just amazing. Yeah, that A123, it's by far the best one for me. So, yeah, I mean, that's where we're at. A124 is officially going on the B tier. It's really good. It's just not quite living up to A120. There's so many letters and numbers. A123, and obviously none of them could beat the ECBP C923 for me, even though I think Baker did not like their ECBP C923, but that would kind of make sense and line up with their other rankings if they didn't like the A123 Larceny as much and they liked the B523 more. So you guys are consistent. I got to give you that. All right. Well, that is all I had planned. So I don't really know if you guys want to hang out some more or if you want to call it a night and go from there, or if you just want to sip on something else. That's kind of up to y'all. I'll let you make that decision. Ashley, I'm sure you're probably on the verge of falling asleep watching all of this, or watching Love is Blind without me and lying to me about it. You're probably doing that right now, and I'm talking to you. Stop paying attention to Love is Blind. Look at me. You're not supposed to be watching that without me. Tequila shot for Jimmy Buffett. I do have some tequila right there. Jimmy Buffett died. That's sad. But I do have some tequila, and it's the Teremana whiskey barrel aged tequila. I guess since Jenna said it, I have to do it, right, babe? That's your sister. I have to do what she says. Oh, God. It's just so different than whiskey. It's so different. Whew. All right, here we go. I blame Jenna for whatever happens from here. Cheers. I mean, it's not bad for tequila because it definitely has that whiskey influence on it. You do a shot. What are you doing right now? You are like in your young 20s spending your Thursday night watching your sister's boyfriend on YouTube. Shouldn't you be at Green Door or something like that right now? There wasn't a look of enjoy. It's just so different than a whiskey, because I mean, it probably helped that I did have a margarita earlier tonight at dinner because it's Margarita Day, or National Margarita Day, whatever it is. But it probably helped. But thank you for the challenge. I appreciate you. She made you? No, wait. She's with you right now? You guys are watching Love is Blind without me, aren't you? Both of you right now. That's messed up. All right, Stan. Go ahead and give me where you think it would be on the... Thank you, Jen. I appreciate you. This was kind of an impromptu, not announced thing, and it's a Thursday night, so you know how it goes. Stan, where do you think this thing goes on the tier system, my man? If you were ranking it without my influence whatsoever, where do you think it goes? If you're still here, of course. What else do I have back there? I got a few things. Because we've reached the point where I am out of things to say. I'm used to day trading streams where I can talk all day because the market's always moving, but at this point, I'm out of things to say, so it's either y'all keep it going or I'm going to bed. A tier for you, okay. Well, I don't think I've steered you wrong then yet. Stan says that I have made him buy a lot of things. So I'm glad this was another one that... I don't even know if... I don't think I steered you onto this one, though. I think you just kind of wanted it. Oh, no, it's really good. I mean, I put it B tier, so you're right there with me. Just, for me, it was the finish, and every once in a while, I got just a little hint of, like, an orange, like a little orange bittery peel every once in a while. Not on every sip, but on some of them I did. Alright, so to finish off then, I think we'll just go straight with the A124. Try and make it to 10 o'clock so that at least it was an hour-long stream. And then we'll be done. The wife is trying to figure out what to watch tonight. Do you guys watch Love is Blind on Netflix? Because if you don't, you should. This season is a banger. I don't pay for Netflix myself. I had been stealing my friends for a long time, but they just recently got good at detecting that. So now I can only watch it when I'm at my girlfriend's house because she has it, although I think it's her brother, so I don't know how hers works and mine doesn't. I don't know. So for a while, they just stopped it working on my TV when I was at home, but it still worked on my phone, but now they got my phone too. So I can only watch it when I'm over there. But if you don't watch that, you should watch that. What else have we watched recently, babe? I think we watched Saltburn. Saltburn is an interesting one if you guys want to have a conversational show to watch. What was that on? Was that on Peacock or Paramount? What is Love is Blind? Okay. It is a ridiculous show. Love is Blind is a reality dating marriage show where all these strangers, they go into these things called pods where they can't see each other. And I realize I am taking down my street cred a lot right now, but I don't care because it's good. So they go into these pods where they can't see each other and they only talk to each other, and they spend like a couple weeks just talking to each other, and they see if they can fall in love blind without ever seeing each other. And then if they agree to that and one proposes to the other, then they have this big reveal where they meet and see each other for the first time. And this season has been such a shit show, and it's been so amazing. This one girl said that I don't know that I could take her. Alright, to be fair, Pick Your Drinks, I did not pick Saltburn, okay? Ashley picked Saltburn and made me watch it. But then as I got halfway through, I got to the point where I was like, I have no idea where this show is going. I have to figure it out. And at the end, I was like, well, I don't really know where that went, but I watched it. So there you go. She says she made me watch that one. But if you don't watch Love is Blind, highly recommend it. You will enjoy it. I don't care what you think about the premise. You're gonna enjoy it, especially this season. I think this is season 6. There's a bunch of seasons prior to this, but this season so far has been the best one that I have ever seen. So Yeah, street cred down for sure. But it's that good, especially if you're watching it with your significant other. It's a good one to watch together because it's fun. You can talk about the people. So yeah, Justin, don't tell him not to do it. It's a great show. You obviously have not watched it. If you're saying don't do it, you haven't watched it because it's that much of a train wreck. Listen, don't come at me with my stock graphs right now. I will pull up my stocks and show you what it's all about. Don't bring up the stock graphs. See what trying to push myself to 10 o'clock got me into. We've been talking about whiskey the whole night, and now we're talking about Saltburn. And so Baker obviously knows what Saltburn's about, but I'm not even going to get into that because I can't explain that and not get deleted by YouTube. But they obviously know what that one's about. So, but if you're saying bad things about Love Is Blind, though, you don't know what you're missing, or you haven't watched it and you're just assuming because of the title. Plane crash, nice. I see what we're doing here. That's great. Appreciate you, man. I just finished off that A123. And this A124, although it's good, it just doesn't quite do it. Doesn't quite do it. Hey, Stan, are you going to the Southern Maryland meetup tomorrow night? The one that I can't make, unfortunately, because I have to work. Love on a... see, now that's one I have not watched. I think I've heard of that one, but I have not watched that one. So I watched Love Is Blind, and I watched Married at First Sight, which is a similar concept, except the people never talk or meet before they actually get married. They meet for the first time at the altar, where they get legally married. And so that's obviously a mess as well, but that's also a good one if you end up liking Love Is Blind. I'm celebrating because I just finished my VP visit. I'm not sure what that is, but congrats. You got to pop open that American. That's what you got to do. If you're going to celebrate, you got to pop open the big boy. Pop open the American. Let me know how it is, because that thing, I'm telling you, if you like the A124, the American is going to be like through the roof, out of this world, all the way to the moon, because that's how much better it is. Tomorrow's busy for you too? I gotcha. No worries. All right, we got about 5 minutes to kill so that I can at least say that I streamed for an hour. I'm trying to just push through that, and then I will be going to sleep because I also have to work tomorrow. Now, to be fair, not until 2 p.m., but I do have to work tomorrow, so. And I got my girls here, so I got to get them taken care of for school and everything in the morning. So it can't be too crazy tonight. So here's a fun fact. Back when my trading YouTube was pretty big, I used to do these things called my Saturday night drinking stream, and we would break down things in the stock market. And the fun thing about that, because I was much bigger channel wise and following wise then, is that they would. So the deal was I wouldn't drink unless there was a donation, and it was like $10, like for half a beer, like $20 to chug a beer, and then like $100 to request whatever you want. So there were a couple Saturday nights back then that I got absolutely ripped up just because of the donations that people would do. Because I would have, and obviously it's a little weird to say now with like 7 people watching, but I would have a couple hundred people watching those streams when my channel was bigger back then. So, you know, it was quite a thing. And I got to a point one stream where I was done. I couldn't do anymore. And then a guy donates $250, and I'm like, bro, I cannot drink anymore. I will be sent to the hospital right now if I do that. So what can I do for you otherwise? And so he wanted me, and this is where actually one of my whiskey videos came from. You'll appreciate this, Stan. He wanted me to do a live stream day trading as Dr. Disrespect. So that's why I have all that stuff that I was able to do the Dr. Disrespect whiskey bottle review for, which actually I just got rid of. But yeah, that's why I had all that stuff, because of that stream from a couple years prior, and I still had all the stuff where the guy paid me $250 to dress up like that. And I realize how that makes me sound now, saying that out loud. Makes me sound like kind of like an only dads kind of guy, but you know, it is what it is. So we'll do anything for $1 almost. Almost. All right, everybody, we got 2 minutes left until I'm closing this thing out. I do appreciate you all being here very much. Let's go down the list just from top to bottom. Slapshot, Baker, Babe, obviously, thank you. Gunner, Stan, Jenna, actually, thank you very much for being here as well. That's you didn't have to do that. That's very nice of you. And Stan, for the 5 gifted members that you sent out there, that was awesome as well. Justin McAlpin. The video that I did originally? No, I don't have the video I did originally. But I do have the one that I did on my channel for it. I'm assuming you saw that one. But I don't think, I definitely don't have the original one that I did anymore, because once I went through all my life stuff, I deleted that whole channel, which was the dumbest thing I've ever done. But I do golf, Stan. I really enjoy golfing, actually. Oh, my headset just turned off. I enjoy golfing a lot, and actually one of the guys that I golf with, we want to this year do a beer a hole challenge. So if you're down for that, then yeah, come on and join. But no, yeah, I enjoy golfing. If you want to go, hit me up anytime. I'll get your number at some point so we don't have to go through Discord or whatever it is. So, but yeah, I really do enjoy golfing. It's one of those things that is just and actually my girlfriend actually went with me last year for one round, so that was fun. But yeah, all right. Have we hit 10 o'clock? Yes, we hit 10 o'clock. Okay. So once again, thank you all for being here. Stan, everybody, Ashley, Babe, thank you. I will see you. When will I see you? I don't know. But thank you for your support as always. Love you. Yeah. No, we're going to try and do 18. We're going to try and do 18. We're going to probably have to down some hot dogs along the way. You're decent. So I shoot like 90s normally. Right? 90s is where I'm in. I'm nothing crazy. My goal every round is to break 90. That's always my goal. The lowest I've ever shot is 84, but that was kind of like an asterisk round because they had some things shortened for repair and stuff. So, but yeah, we'll definitely hook up, play some golf tomorrow night. Yeah, but not till late. Absolutely. Thank you, Justin. I appreciate you being here. Thank you, everybody who came for the live stream tonight. Good night, Stan. Good night, Babe. Love you. Jenna, good night. Baker, good night. Hopefully y'all had a good one. We'll do this again sometime. I don't know. But hopefully y'all enjoy.